Alex here, back in the shed, and this is the official assembly video for Anakin Starkiller's Rebel. This is Anakin Starkiller's Rebel. It is a builder's kit, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to finish it. Realistically, there's not much to assemble. But as you can see, Anakin Starkiller actually ran the aluminum parts through his dishwasher twice. I don't have a working dishwasher. I have one in the kitchen, but it doesn't work. It hasn't worked in years. So before Anakin Starkiller came up here, he ran these aluminum parts through the dishwasher twice for me with Cascade pods to give it an excellent screen-used appearance. There is some great reference photos on the RPF, courtesy of one of the members, and if you look at those photos and the dishwasher trick, the finish is almost identical. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to disassemble this and paint the parts that need to be painted. Starkiller mentioned the aluminum inserts he didn't have anodized because he wanted to be able to weather them like the screen used props. We're just going to hit that with some 7578 flat black and then chip where it needs to be chipped. And then the top here, we're going to use a bronze color and paint that as well. Today is raining, the weather is absolutely terrible, so I'm going to try and get the painting out of the way and then show you guys what needs to be done to the tri-ring. But we're going to tackle that while we wait for paint to dry. So let's turn the heat on and get to work. Now some of the screen used parts actually have bronze here. I'm going to skip that part because I want to copy the one that was on display at Comic-Con. So there is reference on the RPF, link in the description below, where you can find pictures to the on-screen prop with the bronze there. But I'm going after the look of the one at the convention, so I'm going to skip that part. There's one or two good photos showing that this part right here has bronze paint on it, but when they paint this black, it mists over it. So there's some mist going on top of this. So this is how I'm going to mask off the neck so we get the proper paint on the top. You want to make sure to protect the threads of paint. You don't want to get paint in there. In your kit you get two different pommels, one with a groove and one without. The one without a groove is used with the thin tri-ring. Starkiller shows how to install that in the video that we shot when he came up here, and you can find a link to that in the description below. But I want to go over installing the big tri-ring with the spacers. To do that, you're going to need the pommel with the little groove in it here. So I'm going to take the pommel that Starkiller weathered for us, and we're going to install this tri-ring. So the fat tri-ring comes with these two spacers, alright? The spacers, if you look at the real prop, they aren't really like flush with the side of it. It's pretty wonky. I'm going to try and machine 1mm off these just to get them to fit a little bit more precise. You don't have to do that. You can actually take a piece of sandpaper and sand the edge like this to bring it in closer to this channel here. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to try and I might have to do both actually to machine a little bit. We're going to do an experiment. Worst case scenario is I ruined the damn thing. But I went to the hardware store and I picked up this tapered pin. So my idea is to put this on the tapered pin, which locks it in place, put this in my lathe, and take a few passes off of it. That's more like it. Perfect. Again, you don't have to do that, but I'm being kind of finicky, and that's what I want to do. So I put a little angle on each side to bring them in closer to the pommel. But that's not how it is on the real prop. You can actually see a space between the bridge here and the spacer. But I halowaxed it, so. Now this gives it the proper spacing in between. Next up will be the brass pins. These pins are wicked tiny and they fit in these grooves right here. Sometimes they'll pop right in depending on where you have them set. like that. Like this one fits perfect, you see? But when Starkiller and I were working on these in the shed, we found that some of them are actually just a little bit long, and I mean to the point where you just hit them. See, that one fits perfect too. But we ran into a couple of them that we just literally had to go like this on a piece of sandpaper. Once, that was it. And they fit in. Yours may just pop in like mine, but for some strange reason, two of them, we just had to maybe deburr the end and they fell right in. So rightfully, I would just put a dab of super glue in here before I install them, but I want to weather these. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to weather these because these are actually already nicely weathered. I was debating on weathering these before super gluing them in, but honestly, I like the way that they look. You can see the difference from the color here. I'm just going to use a dab of super glue and apply it with a toothpick. You don't need much. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. And we already tested them, make sure they fit. Look at it, fell right in. Do the same thing on the other side. Right here in the middle like this. Make sure my brim of my hat isn't in the way. Perfect. Now, I would also super glue these pins in, but I want mine removable. I want them removable because this is an assembly video, and after this I'm going to be filming a weathering video exclusively on my Patreon channel. So I want to be able to remove these pins so I can chemically age them in that video. Just to cut in real quick, now on my Patreon channel I have a video showing you how to finish the Rebel and bring it to this level of detail. For just $5 a month, you gain access to my video library tutorial, paint codes, direct message that I respond to daily, and once a week I go live on my private Discord server. Over the last year, I've worked wicked hard to build this community, so I appreciate your consideration in joining us. And now that we got the e-begging out of the way, let's get back to the video. So I'm going to use, I'm just going to use some of this M3 adhesive tape just to hold them for this video. And then I can remove everything. Just jam some in there like that. And like that. See if I can get this on screen. These pins are the same thing on both sides, so you can't go wrong on which side you insert into the hilt. While I have you, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, it really goes a long way in supporting this channel. Thank you. And that will hold it. You can grab the rest of the tape here like that, and that will hold it for the rest of the video. But I encourage you to do some super glue in there. Okay, next up we're going to do shrouds. Put the shrouds back on. If your shroud's already on, it might have the stainless screws in it, so you want to upgrade them to the black screws in your kit. I leave it a little bit loose. You get the other side in. We do the control box. Very straightforward. These two screws. It's very important not to lose these screws because they have a very different style head on them. And the head of these screws are machined perfectly for this control box. So you don't want to lose these screws. Starkiller was explained to me how hard it was to find these screws. So we're gonna just install the clamp card with this same tape just to hold it for this video, because I will be taking this apart again for my Patreon exclusive video. Loosen this first. Yep, and now put the red button on. It's much easier to install this red button when wearing a glove. There we go. Actually got some natural weathering going on too. So there's one leftover part. This is the pommel cap. This goes right on here, and you can hold it on with a dab of E6000 or super glue. You'd want to put this on your static pommel. The FX pommel, you want to leave the logo for the sound venting, but this you would place on your FX pommel. I'm not going to install that today because I'm going to save that for my Patreon video where I show how to weather this up. In the description below you'll find Amazon links to the paints and tape that I used in this video. So I think that's going to wrap everything up. So that's going to wrap up the assembly video on the At Star's End Rebel done by Anakin Starkiller. So as you can see, it doesn't take much to finish the Rebel. These are available now at atstarsend.com, link in the description below. And over on my Patreon, I'm going to have a bonus video where I end up weathering this thing and bringing it to a more screen accurate finish. With all that said, I want to thank you all for watching, keep an eye out for the next video, and most importantly, be kind to one another. This is Haloax, out.